Africa is deemed to be a consumption-dependent continent, and research further proves that 1 in 5, and that's about 20% of the world's consumers, will live in Africa in the coming decade. Furthermore, the largest African economy, Nigeria, had a trade deficit of 7.37 trillion naira in 2020, with total imports standing at 5.92 trillion naira in the fourth quarter of 2020, which was an increase of only about 10% compared to the third quarter of the same year. Now, imports accounted for 65% of total trade, while exports accounted for a measly 35%, as revealed by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Now, these data are a pointer to the fact that Nigeria is mostly import dependent, which begs the question, how does a country make a transition from consumption to production? How does it leverage the array of raw materials and natural resources within its borders for increased production? And to answer these questions, I'm being joined by the Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Elvis Akpobi, who joins me now via video chat. Elvis, many thanks for joining me. You've heard the intro, right? Pertinent questions that needs to be asked, but most importantly, let's start with, strategic steps. What strategic steps should Nigeria take to industrialize and shift from a consumption-based to a production-based economy?
Thank you for having me once more this evening. Okay, for me, Nigeria is blessed with rich human natural resources, and there's so much potential for Nigeria. Let me take a leaf from, let me just focus alone on agriculture. If you do a comparative analysis between Nigeria, Rwanda, and Kenya, you find out that today, even Ethiopia is getting more. They export they export coffee. The money they make from exporting coffee alone helps grow their economy. But back in Nigeria, you find out that as far as the fact that we are plagued with insecurity, which has farmers herders clash and banditry, which have made a lot of most of our farmers find it difficult to access their farm, do farm production and all that. You still a large percentage of young people who basically are meant to drive the process, most of our processes, are seeking solace in foreign countries. Despite back here we don't have those companies that do more production, you find out that in the Western world they have these companies doing this thing. A young Nigeria would prefer to dissipate his energy in a factory in a Western country than in Nigeria, owing to the fact that enumeration in producing companies back in Nigeria, when compared to that of the Western countries, the gap is very, very large, and it has affected us mostly when it comes to production. I don't want to talk about
how can we then
electricity.
So what policy changes are needed to create a more conducive environment for local production and export?
Firstly, we have to deal with our insecurity. And another thing, again, we must look at is we are blessed with steel, and the world is moving. Renewable energy is the key thing around the globe at the moment. We are blessed with steel. We have lithium, which helps in production of manufacturing batteries and all that. But today, you find out that we import most of these things. Our steel companies, they are not working. The two steel companies I know of, that steel company, that's in Ajakuta, they are not working at the moment. So for me, I think the government should subscribe to maybe PPP, public-private partnership, if the resources are not available, to bring back these companies so that we too can be exporting things, producing things. If God bless us with these natural resources, it's only nice that they are harnessed.
Yeah, Elvis, so what strategies can Nigeria implement then to increase its exports and reduce the trade deficit that you just mentioned?
We should, one, provide good access road. I want to focus on agriculture once more. Good access road to this place, then provide security for mostly the people that are bringing these raw products for manufacturing. Another thing I noticed again is most of our products are undervalued. You take for example, Nigeria is blessed with cassava, but just because we don't increase the value of this product, it will make more profit if we export ethanol, which is gotten from cassava, than just exporting cassava. So for me, it's good. It's time for us to think outside the box because the overdependence of oil has really affected us. You see, our naira is crashing daily. Our budgets are regulated by increase and decrease in the production value of the crude oil, which for me is not so good. Let's not forget our vast human resource, which is the young people. They are escaping Nigeria because of unenabling environment, and a lot of companies that we employ these young people, they are leaving Nigeria because of irregularities in our policies, political instabilities, and all that. So I think I will urge the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, to be rigid with their policies, mostly around production.
And you just really pointed out some of the sectors that need to be prioritized, and to move away from oil and gas. But just to reiterate the importance of this, right? For those who are watching, for viewers watching at home, and also for policymakers and those who are in charge of steering the economy of this nation, which sectors should Nigeria prioritize for diversification, to reduce reliance on oil exports besides just agriculture?
We are blessed with the extractive sector, the extractive company sector, in the sense that we have the mining. We are blessed with the raw material for producing cement, which I think is a CaCO3. I was meant to understand that Dangote today now have a factory in Ethiopia, and it makes more profit having a factory in Ethiopia than having a factory back in Nigeria. This is to say that our policies are not friendly to foreign direct investment. This is we are blessed with these natural resources. So for me, if you drive through from Lokoja to Abuja, you know that Nigeria is blessed. So for me, I think our policymakers should bring in experts. Let's look at how we can grow these make policies that will grow these natural resources we'll be blessed with. And most importantly, insecurity and steady power supply will help us grow from a consuming country economy to a producing economy.
Many thanks, Elvis, for coming on. Appreciate you for doing this with us.